next presenter today, let me get the slide up, is Lap Leung. I said that closely, yeah. So Lap and his business, Makers Empire, works with our super dedicated education professionals to help teachers, schools and districts develop students' design thinking skills, address the design and technology curriculum, and integrate 3D printing into their curriculum. So welcome, Lap.
All right, thanks a lot. My name's Lap from Makers Empire. I was going to talk about something, but given the theme of today's focus around jobs, I want to talk about our industry skills program and how we've been working with industry to address future skill shortages. Just before I start, are there any teachers in the house? Just raise your hand. Awesome. So we work with a lot of teachers, and can we just give them a round of applause because so thank you very much for your service. Today I'm just going to talk about Makers Empire. What do we do? And then I'm going to talk about our industry project. Advanced manufacturing is one of our projects we've done in this region. We'll do a deep dive, and then I'll talk about some of the other example industry projects that we're working with. So one we've been doing is the space project with the Anton Space Foundation and the Australian Space Agency. And I'll try to keep time, but hopefully we'll get some Q&A. And at Makers Empire, we develop students spatial reasoning and design thinking skills. Design thinking is the problem-solving framework, and we try and improve STEM learning outcomes and increase students' chances of a successful career and future in STEM. And how do we do that? We've got a core product, which is our 3D learning program, 3D design software. We do professional development training, and we do our learning for design course as well as teachers. Our product is research-backed. We work with UniSA, Macquarie University. Last one we've done is around spatial reasoning, so spatial reasoning about motor skills and things like that. We're an award winner in multiple areas. We're also accredited and safe as well. So Education Alliance Finland is well regarded, so we can have accreditation for that. And we're also safe for use in schools, so privacy is a big one. In terms of our school projects, so this is something separate. We also work in projects in a variety of different places. We've done national projects, state projects, regional ones. Some of the industries we've worked with, space, water, construction, and here a variety of kind of partners we've worked with. Now I'm going to talk about our advanced manufacturing. So the programs we work with is with primary schools and lower secondary schools. And just hearing from everyone today that you're trying to attract people, trying to work with school programs, university, but it's competitive, guys. It's competitive because industries are looking at where are these people coming from. You've got to nurture the students right in your local area, okay? So in Queensland Advanced Manufacturing, we actually did a pilot project in two regions, one in the southeast region around Gold Coast, and then one here in southwest Darwin region as well. In terms of strategic alignment, right, so we have to make sure that all the work we're doing, all the effort and all that align with our strategic goals. So for this advanced manufacturing, it was aligning with the Queensland Advanced Manufacturing 10-year roadmap. It's a 10-year roadmap of what Queensland is doing. The skills implementation plan for advanced manufacturing. Working with schools, you can't just throw things at teachers. They're busy. All right. You've got to align with what they're trying to do as well and integrate it as well. So Queensland state schools have strategy for STEM, and in terms of national science and gender, there's a national STEM school education strategy as well. In terms of Queensland also had a variety of gateway industry programs as well, and it's aligning with those industries. So agriculture's got a gateway program, aerospace has one, and advanced manufacturing has one as well. So the project, how do we do it? It's not just a show and tell. It's not like we just bring teachers, bring industry, for a show and tell day. We work with the school. We bring them all together. The project goes over 2 terms, and we bring the teachers together. Right? We have 2 professional training days. We help them with design thinking, help them integrate into curriculum. We learn about meta pedagogy as well. We also help them encourage about, building awareness. Trying to get them aware, what is the manufacturing? Do you have it in Toowoomba? Well, yes, you do. We also incorporate a site industry visit as well. Is anyone here from TSB? TSB, yep, awesome. So shout out to TSB because Ali Devport made some connect with local industry, so I'll share that in a second. So once we've done the professional learning in term 1, teachers go away in term 2. They design, teachers learn unit of work with their students and say, hey, look, I've just been out to a site visit about advanced manufacturing. We've got it here in Toowoomba. These are the kind of careers you can do. I've talked to them. This is what engineers look like. This is what an architect looks like. This is what, lawyers. We need lawyers as well. We need food technologists. So the industry is not just about, it's not just about engineers. We need them all. It's an industry. So students are then tasked with solving an authentic problem local in their area. So they use design thinking. It's a problem-solving framework, heavily on empathizing with their audience, their users, and then trying to go through an iterative process to come up with their solution to their problem. And then afterwards, there's a project finale. There's a student led expo style showcase, and then the students kind of share their knowledge, look at each other's problems, and share their knowledge. In this particular project, which was held in this region here, we had about 7 schools, reached out to 26 teachers from the community, 37 classes. Part of that, the teachers worked with almost 900 students. So in this particular project, they worked with their cohort students. They normally work with in their classroom to really say, hey, we're doing advanced manufacturing, these kind of careers, trying to solve problems in that industry. Right, so we had actually professional learning days right here, just probably the next room door, so next door, and brought the cohort of teachers together all around in this region. I think some quite far out. We had one 7-hour drive, so that was kind of amazing. So trying to reach out to right across this region. We also bring in guest speakers and guest teachers and all that. We were very fortunate. Actually, you guys are very fortunate as well because you guys have great STEM teachers. And Jay Wright from Bellevue State School, if your kids go to this school, that's awesome because Jay his school won the out of all the public schools in Queensland, STEM School of the Year, right? STEM School of the Year. So he came along, shared the experience, talked about how he's using design thinking, talked about how they trying to solve problems with that framework with their kids. And we also have Renita Flynn from that Bellevue South State School, amazing teacher as well, amazing school. And Renita Flynn was actually the Queensland, I think last year, STEM Teacher of the Year. So you guys got this amazing STEM capability applied in the region, so you guys should be very proud of that. And they came in and talked to the teachers and said, hey, look, we'll support you, we'll work with you to develop your design thinking skills and align with the design and technology curriculum. So part of the industry day, learning about advanced manufacturing, is making that industry connection. Right, so do you have advanced manufacturing? Yes, you guys do. Yes, we do. And just be Ali Davenport, the CEO, when you take some teachers, where can we take them? Where can we go? And she rang up Michael Kemp, Gavin Wilson at the Wagner, so shout out to the Wagner, anyone from Wagner? Yeah, right, shout out to those guys. I said, yep, we're happy to host them. Come on board. So we've got here on the right hand side of Gavin Wilson and his team, showing the teachers, giving a tour. It's about an hour and a half, and they're always open to tours. So if you've got schools and things like that, reach out to the guys at Wagner. We want to see what advanced manufacturing looks like. It's not just, they need robotics, they need coders, right? They need a whole host of different kind of people out there. So here the teachers did a site facility, toured the site out of Wellcamp, amazing facility. In actual fact, the composite fibre technology out of Wagner is world class. If you see, when we had bushfires, there's these utility poles and they create the arm. And then after bushfires, what happened was, their arm was the only thing that can't survive bushfires. So the utility guys said, hey, look, can you create the whole pole and thing together? Oh, yeah, sure, we can do that. And so that's kind of born their business for utilities right here in Toowoomba. So they've actually built a factory also in the US, so they can export directly in the US from the factory out there. So we've got teachers went through, saw the process. There's actually, when you do a site tour, you can actually go behind the room and just see how it's all. Well, that's quite elaborate, kind of taking photos there, but definitely go on and have a bit of a look if you can. It's amazing facilities there. And part of that is also, it's also making the connection between the teachers Because if they're inspired, say, hey, look, advanced manufacturing, it's just around the corner. I was at World Cup. We're doing some amazing stuff. They'll go back and they're inspired with the young students. And they're already talking about, the organised work experience, how do we get there? So just making that kind of connect. Who do I call up? Right, so we've done the project. What happens? So the students then come together with their teachers. We invite important guests and things like that. Make a community event as well. This school topic, they took the opportunity as well. They brought out the band, played the Australian anthem, welcomed everyone. The school leaders, they had an opportunity to also welcome the country, welcome everyone as well. And then, the students then display their projects in an expo style format. So pin-up board, a table, dressing table, and also they practice their oral skills. Like they've got visitors, people they love to talk to, executives come through, community leaders, explaining their projects, practicing their oral skills, building up that confidence. And here, we'll just go. We've got representatives from obviously W South State School, here are their projects. We've got Haddon State School, a very small school, so we're very proud of these kind of projects, giving the small schools, and I'm talking small schools, like some of them are only like 15, 20, out very remote areas. This kind of project gives those kind of kids an ability to also be connected and learn with other students about the industry as well, and what kind of careers they can have as well. We've got Bellevue State School. This particular problem they solved was looking at flooding was a major issue. How do we use manufacturing to solve flooding for housing? So that was their kind of project. We've got also Concordia Lutheran College. They attend as well. We had Merigannon State School. And one thing we try and get as many opportunities as we can as part of these projects as well. So here we've got the school also invited media. So we had Channel 9 News come along. We had ABC Radio, and I think for the students, when they came along, say, hey, look, go and talk to them. Look, go and talk to them, see what it's like to be interviewed, practice your skills. It's not going to be perfect first time. Have a try, have a go, talk to them, and we just make sure, I told our school, hey, Channel 9, just go talk to them. You might not get on the news, hopefully you get on news, but have a talk to them, just try it out. And they spend a lot of time, ABC Radio went and talked to the students as well to share their kind of project that they're working on. Obviously, as part of these kind of projects, there's formal proceedings. So we've also had industry guests from the Department of Education, Department of Regional Development, Manufacturing and Water, who also sponsored the project with Department of Education, along with Queensland Manufacturing Institute. And here we've got students, obviously, they receive their participation certificate. And as part of the day, all the students will go around looking at each other's problems, projects of their problems, talk about it, and then they would peer vote each one as well. And the winner for this particular one, obviously, I think there's a majority of girls in there, and that's really cool. Right. I'm hearing, you're trying to find the next generation of workforces. What do we want for them? And if we look at the pre-project data, we talk to the teachers and, what do you think you're going to get out of, what kind of skills do you need for a successful career in advanced manufacturing? So on the left-hand side here, they think, we need creativity, we need coding, we need some sort of ability. But after doing the project, after 2 terms, you can see what's resonating. And this is resonating with what I'm hearing this morning and people who are talking about industry. We want kids who are well-rounded. We want kids who are problem solvers. Okay, they can solve problems. Okay, so design thinking, that framework, that's going to help them. We want perseverance, right? Because you're going to get a problem, you're going to fail. You're going to first time you fail, but you've got to have the willpower. Say, hey, look, we're failing. That's okay. Let's keep finding it. If everyone's heard of like WD-40, right? WD-40 is named WD-40 because they had 39 goes of it until they got to the 40th one, right? So part of that is like, look, these kids coming through, we're going to help them build up their resilience, problem solving, critical thinking skills, and hopefully that's going to help drive the advanced manufacturing industry locally here. As part of, we're doing a comprehensive project report. I've just taken a few kind of charts just to show we capture data. So the top line is like pre-project data, the bottom is post-project data. The three columns we've got here is just the first one is just around the teachers' awareness of the advanced manufacturing industry. The middle one is like, the understanding of design thinking. And the third one is around, how confident are they at, planning and doing STEM projects in the school. So, just for argument's sake, top line, you see a lot of blue, which means, green, nothing at all, and there's not much blue at the bottom. So that's a good outcome. So there's improvement from after doing the project, and also focusing on capacity skill building for locally at the school level. Right, and what we try and do also is try and raise awareness of our projects as well. So we'll work with our project and our sponsors and our stakeholder team, and we'll try and do as best as I can, working with them to get into the media and drive as much online articles as we can. Right, so that was a project that we've done locally, advanced manufacturing, but we are working with a lot of industry groups and corporates and organisations on their particular industry, trying to raise awareness. And awareness is really like, working with, hey, let's get them inspired, let's get them wanting to work in our industry as early as possible. Okay. I'm going to talk one that we've done construction, obviously, with CITB, SM Water, Toyota Community Foundation. I'm going to talk about one, the Anti-Atomic Space Foundation, Australian Space Agency. Australian Space Agency is the equivalent of Australia's NASA. Okay, and just to cut that short, students were asked to solve space problems using design thinking. And we held a showcase at the Australian Space Discovery Centre. We had a special guest, the SA Premier. We had the head of the Australian Space Agency, Enrico Carmelo. And we had the CEO of the Anti-Atomic Space Foundation as well, Nicola Santinelli. You can see here, we brought teachers together. This is in Adelaide, so this was an Adelaide-based project. And we had actually space guests talk to the teachers about the kind of work they do. So here in the first one, we've got Matt from Innovative Technologies talking about satellites. Down the bottom here, we've got Paddy Newman, who's an academic, but he does consulting work through his space work there. And then we've got a few pictures here of the showcase day. And I think the option of young students also talking with community leaders, practicing their oral skills, presentation, personal skills, really helps develop working in collaborative environment as well. It's also a community day as well, so we've got, grandparents are invited, anyone's kind of invited as well, to see what the students are working on, and building that kind of positive environment. If you've got a positive environment, the students are generally going to find that a great experience and remember it, and help take them forward. And also with, this was held at the Australian Space Discovery Centre, so we also incorporate in the showcase day additional activities to further support the students' learning around space. Here are some projects at the top, but one that I remember, my favourite one in the middle here, these are primary school students, young students. So I was thinking, look, how might we manage lifestyle? That was the question, okay? And they've come up, well, there's a lot of lifestyle around, we know space, there's satellites, GPS system. What we're going to do is we're going to put an antenna on every single lifestyle and use satellite technology to monitor them. And I think, this is for me, these young students are just going to come up with things that we are not going to think of ourselves. And that's the beauty of it. And here down the bottom, obviously we've got community leaders just talking with young students and interacting with them. Right. And for the success of that project, we've actually taken that national now. So this really kind of demonstrated with our capability as well. We'll go anywhere, we've been everywhere. Regional, state, and so forth. In this particular one, it's just firing up now, term 1, term 2. So we're running this project in every state. In Queensland, we've taken the cohort of teachers down to the Space Lab at Griffith University on the Gold Coast. And then in this particular one, you can see there's a demonstration for the teachers of what a little cube satellite looks like. Cube satellite's about 10 by 10 by 10. So that's at Griffith University. And we have guest speakers from Professor Paula De Souza. He's a Queensland space research expert, very well known, and he's also doing wonderful education work in STEM as well through his space program. And here on the right hand side, we took the teachers out to Optus Belrose Satellite Ground Facility to learn a bit about space, because space industry is not about just being an astronaut. It's not about just being a rocket engineer or anything like that. They need food technologists. they need biomechanics. You go out of space, you lose weight, you lose like 20% after like 2 or 3 weeks or something like that. Okay, they need all sorts of people. And part of the satellite ground facility is also introducing the, hey, you don't need to go to the US or the European Space Agency. We've got it right here in Australia. And you can go Gold Coast, I think there's WellCam building out the space facility as well. We've got that industry right here, okay? I'm done. Good. Right. So that kind of rounds it up. We're doing like regional projects, state projects, and so forth. But we'd love to work with all the industry partners here to build up, your school capability. And thank you for having me today.